channel. It's Rahimat, if you didn't know. So I haven't posted in ages, but that's because I said I wouldn't post until I get 100 subscribers, and I don't think I've gotten that yet, but it's taking too long, so I'm not going to bother to wait. So in today's video, I'm just going to this video, I'm just going to be giving tips on how I got my 6 stars in my IGCSE, and just tips on tips for doing any major exam. So my first thing would be, number one is do not procrastinate. I cannot stress this enough. This is something that I really had to learn how to do. If you're in year 10, start making your notes from now. Your notes that you're going to use to study for your GCSEs when you're in year 11, start making them from now, because it is such a lifesaver. It actually takes so much weight off your shoulders. That's if you make notes. Some people don't make notes, so you obviously need to find what works for you. And procrastinating is horrible, literally. If you have homework, do it now. If you have a test, study for it now. Some things make studying and passing your priority. It should be your priority. Number two, make effective notes. I made notes, and at first I realized that my notes were rubbish. I used to copy from the textbook. When I make notes, I use 5 different textbooks. I use the internet and everything, but my notes at the beginning were rubbish, because I just realized that my book of notes that was supposed to be summarized versions of my textbook were basically just my textbook. I'd copy word for word and everything. So you need to make effective notes. You could read a page, and then what you remember, write it down, and then write down other important things. Don't write down everything. It's a waste of time, and it does not help closer to the exam. Find your own resources. I'll put some of the resources I used, if I can find them. I put them in the link in the description. But make sure that you find your own resources. Find YouTubers that make videos about, if you're doing history or geography or French or whatever. Make sure you find websites that have practice questions, or Quizlets, or websites like that. Find resources for yourself to use, and then you can share it with your friends. Number 4, do past questions. Oh my god, past questions are everything. You cannot get away with not doing past questions. For me, past questions are my saving grace. And if you live in Nigeria, there's this man who prints past questions, and it's reasonably cheap, so I'll put his number in the description as well. But past questions are everything, for math, for English, for history, geography. If you want, you don't even have to answer them, but it's the fact that there's a certain way they want you to answer your questions. So you could print out let's say 2018, print out the mark scheme, and literally just write it out, because writing helps you retain stuff. Writing is so important, or typing or whatever. For example, in math, at first, when I started doing past questions, it was so depressing. I'd get 50%, 60%, 65%, then go back to 60, then 70, then 80, then 90, and at the end of the day, I got my A star in math. So past questions really do help. I feel past questions really helped me when it came to math and history. For history, I'd suggest do past questions from 2002. Because I would say when I got to my history paper 1, that was my, for CIE, my depth study, which was Germany. I had seen 80% of the questions before that they brought from previous years. So doing past questions would help a lot. Then number 5, I would say find what works for you. I'm a morning person, so I might sleep by 5, wake up at 4, and study until 8 before I go to school or whatever. But my sister was a night person, so she studied till like 2 a.m. and then wake up later or whatever. So you need to find what works for you. Well, obviously, as you can see, what worked for me did not work for my sister. So you need to find what works for you and find it as early as possible. Don't wait until 2 months before your exam and you're thinking, oh my god, do I study better in the morning or study better in the evening? So you need to like sort that out if you haven't, because it helps so much. Like there are times where in the morning I feel like my brain is fresh, but in the evening my sister is like more energized, so she studies better in the evening. So you just need to find out. Number 6, this is a controversial issue, but I'm just going to say anyways because it's something that helped me. Giving up your phone. Me, I didn't really give up my phone. My mom took it from me, but I feel like giving up your phone helps so much. Like even if you don't want to give it up for like 2 months, 3 months, you can give it up during the week from Monday to Friday, and then Friday night you can get it back and give it back on Sunday evening or Monday morning, because it actually helps not having your phone with you. No matter how much you want to fight it, your phone is a distraction. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, iMessage, you know, all the things that we teenagers do. It is a distraction, so keep it away. At this moment, passing is your priority. It should be your priority. I won't say I was always focused. I used to go out, used to go for parties, but when it came to studying, you have to study. 7, and read ahead, because some schools do not finish the syllabus or content or content specification or whatever you call it, or your course plan or whatever. Some schools do not finish it, and your teacher's name is not going to be on your result sheet. It is your name, so you cannot blame your teacher for not finishing the syllabus, and that's why you didn't do well in a certain part of the exam. So you need to make sure that you read ahead of whatever you're doing in class. And also in this mix of reading ahead, if you read ahead and there's something you do not understand, ask your teacher. Or if you feel like there's a subject that you're not doing really well in, tell your parents. I'm sure that they'd be more than happy to get you a lesson teacher, because all our parents want us for us to be successful, to be better than them and everything. So do that. Don't be afraid to meet your teacher. Even if you don't want to say it in front of the whole class because you're embarrassed or whatever, go to your teacher after school, after class, and meet them. That is something I have gotten used to now. If like now for my A-levels, I do history, economics, and major studies, and if there's anything at all, even if it's the tiniest thing that might not make a difference, I will still go and ask like, oh, Mr. This, Mr. That, I don't understand this, could you explain it to me? And everything. I would say this is for people in year 11. I would say the closer it's getting to the exam, do not panic. Like your standardized test, like in my school, they used to do standardized tests in like December, November, and then mocks in January, February. So do not panic. Even if you fail your standardized test, you fail your mock, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The real thing is your GCSEs, and your mock has no reflection on your GCSEs, because between mock and GCSE you have months to study to make sure that you're on top of it. So don't worry. And when it's close to the exam, do not panic. Like going into an exam with fear is the worst thing you could do. Like in your head you're like, oh my god, I can't do this and everything, and literally is the worst thing that you could do to yourself, like being upset and going into an exam. And I am a faithful person, as most of you should already know. So just leave everything in God's hands. And if you're not like religious, just know that you've done everything that you can do to prepare for the exam. So don't stress about it. For people in year 10, I would suggest October, November. I did history and economics in October, November, and I got a star in both of them. And that was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. My school didn't offer October, November, so I did it privately, and my mom had to pay more because like my dad, mom, whatever, had to pay more because we registered late. So I'd say you should do October, November. Choose your 2 hardest subjects your whole summer after year 10. Study, make sure you're ready. In October, November, you write your exams, you pass, and that's 2 subjects you don't have to do again. I'd suggest 2 or 3. Don't do anything more than that because that's. And then number 10, everybody has these subjects that they're really confident in. They think, oh, I'm too good in this subject, I don't need to study for this subject. Don't think like that. Overconfidence kills. It kills so much. Like, I don't think I can emphasize it enough. So do not be overconfident. Like, read everything. Don't think, oh, I'm too good for this, I'm too good for that. Read everything, because you don't know what is going to come out. You can never be too sure. 11, I would say, I don't have 11 figures, I don't know why I did that. Anyways, for 11, I would say, for like subjects that you have coursework, make sure you're on top of your coursework. Don't leave your coursework to the last minute and then you're all over the place the few days before your deadline. Make sure that you're on top of your coursework. Don't like leave it to the end. Those are like the main things I would say. Like, if anyone has any questions, literally I'll put my socials, like my Instagram, my Snapchats, whatever. If any of you want to ask me any questions, if you need any help with any subject, I'm literally here, because I know how it feels. Like, I have been in your position, so I know how it feels to like be so stressed, be like, oh my god, I can't do this, I can't do that. You can, I know. So like, just don't stress. You can message me. For my GCSEs, I did CIE for all of them, and I did math, English, chemistry, ICT, French, global perspectives, history. I did one more thing, economics. I did those 8. So if anyone needs help with anything, finding resources, maybe I'll put my email, because that's like more professional and everything. So yeah, if you guys need help with anything, literally just message me. And yeah, and I hope that I'll be more like frequent with like my posting and everything, hopefully, fingers crossed. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.